Important question. You have some exposure at Redis, right? And you are from mechanical background. Technicality you learned on job. How do you know to pick a product, right? So if I'm a doctor, I know what patient needs, what patient doesn't need. I have seen hospital CRM, you have hospital content management systems, entire pharmacy modules, hospital modules, all those are there. How do you pick a product? So is it by choice, is it by chance? So I have seen several products related to clinical trials and also related to hospital and healthcare management. What is your thing? How do you pick a product?
I think this is like a really, really good question. Okay, because this is where a lot of startups fail.
Yeah.
Okay, you pick the wrong product or you spend too much time on the wrong product, and your bust, all your money is gone.
Yeah.
And then where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do is, and this is also from experience, is that we follow a principle called fail fast.
So
It's
just
a
want to
design
clarify
principle.
one thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Here we means whom all.
And the organization, correct?
Okay,
There
your
is
team.
me, yeah, my
Okay.
team. There is me. There is my sales head. There's my
Okay.
marketing person. There is
Okay.
my product head.
Oh,
Correct. So we together, we look at ideate and we figure out that look, this looks like a good idea, right? Is it a good idea or not? We need to test it out.
right.
Okay. I mean, we could be an echo chamber, and four of us could decide that this is going to change the world, and go ahead and spend $1 million on that and build it and figure out that nobody wants a product. And that's what happens. So there is this concept called market fit, which is one of the things anybody would ask you when you go out with a product. Does your product have market fit? Okay. Does somebody want it or not? Are you just making it for your own satisfaction? Right? And you think I have the best product in the world, but nobody wants it. Okay. And there are so many examples of that. Okay. So that's one. The second thing is that you also need to be able to look at what the industry wants. So you need to talk to people outside and figure out that, okay, does this look good? Does it not look good? What's the number one problem and how do we solve it? The way you solve a problem is also very important. Okay, there are 100 ways to solve the same problem. Okay, you need to figure out what's the simplest way to solve a problem and not the most complicated way to solve a problem, which is why products with a lot of simplicity are actually more successful than products which have a lot of functionality but which are difficult to use.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to do 10 clicks and bring the same output which I can achieve with 2 clicks, I mean, anybody would go for the 2 clicks, right? Okay, so you need to keep all of these in mind when you go about designing, deciding, and finalizing a product. Okay, if the problem is too complex, correct, there are people who say that I'll take up complex problems and solve it. Okay, no, maybe some problems are not solvable easily. Why not? I mean, it's good to take up a challenge, but maybe some problems are not solvable easily. In that case, right, you would be maybe just wasting your money. Okay, maybe you need to iterate. Maybe you need to build the first simple version which does not have all the features. Then you need to build a second set of features, the third set, fourth set, and then you arrive at your ideal product. Many product founders and love to have products which are completely comprehensive. They can manage everything. They don't want to release the product until everything is managed.
Yeah.
And that essentially means never, because there's nothing like a perfect product. Product development is a continuous process. I mean, you constantly need to keep adding content. Adding features, adding modules, improving stuff, taking feedback. It's continuous development. There are very few products out there. I mean, I don't think there are any products out there which you can say that I've finished development. All I need to do now is just sell it. Okay, you could have physical products like your cameras and like what we have, right? So that's one version which is sold. But well, what people don't realize is that there are 10 iterations of the same thing which have failed, right? What you see in the market is that 11th iteration or the 12th iteration which has been successful, right? And that's what product development is. You need to figure out whether your product has a fit, whether the market wants it or not. Okay, and how do you is it something which you can build in a way which people want to use it. So like, finding out the problem is not the only thing. can your product really solve the problem in the simplest way possible?
Yeah, even your quad one tagline is
Simplifying technology.
simplifying
Yes.
technology. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
See,
one of the things we've been very successful at, okay, is and we've definitely have an edge over a lot of our competitors is the simplicity of our solutions. Okay, so we kind of try and figure out how we can make it the flow as user friendly as possible. I mean, everybody claims that, correct? But then there's a lot of our customers. We haven't lost a customer in 8 years, and I think that's attributed to one is our the simplicity of our tools. When the second is that our constant innovation is to make them better and better. Right? I think that's two reasons why people are with us and they repose faith in us to be able to give them a better solution.
you go into market, speak with the clients who actually facing the challenge, and also you look at the competition what they are doing. You discuss with the team and then come up with the solution whether to go with that or not to go with that. So do you have any
Totally.
failures? Yeah, do you have any failures on a
Yeah,
product?
absolutely. So the fail fast principle, what it says is that I'll give you one example. So we built a risk-based monitoring tool. Okay, so this is a very simple tool. It does site scoring. And when we built it, we were like, people would love this tool. I mean, who wouldn't want to know which site to pick and how a site is doing during the course of the clinical trial? Correct? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what you
yeah,
feel, right?
right,
And
yeah.
but when we went to the market and we showcased this to our clients, I mean, nobody was interested. And why wasn't they interested? Not that it's not a good product or not that it's not a good feature, but there are bigger issues, bigger problems which they want to fix. Right? This is not the main problem. Okay, which is why we just dropped the product. We spent a few months and then we figured out that this is not what people want and we just dropped it. It doesn't come to the top of the list. So we focus on something which the market is interested in.